Yo, welcome to It's Tuesday, so I'm gonna review Castlevania for the 3DS. Well, now it's Wednesday, but I got this game. I played a while. I played it a while. I got to the third chapter, I think. Yeah, third chapter. Uh, and let me tell you, it's actually a really good game. I didn't really have high expectations for this. I was excited for it because I really like Lords of Shadow, and I'm really excited for the sequel that's coming out later this year. But the 3DS one, I didn't know how exactly I felt about it. But I slowly got more into it by their last trailer they released, which was just a story trailer that they released at the VGA Awards. VGA Awards, and it was a really good game. It's very traditional in the sense of Castlevania. If you like side-scrolling Castlevania games, this is exactly what it is. Uh, there's a lot of backtracking, which I understand it's very Castlevania-esque, and that's pretty much what it's known for. And they bring back a lot of traditional uh, gameplay mechanics from the old games as well. Uh, and it's really good. Like to me, it's more of a classic Castlevania game than Lords of Shadow usually is, since that's a 3D uh, well, not really hack and slash, but it's pretty much that. This one is really more traditional in the sense of the layout of the stages. There's a lot more puzzles in this one, uh, and there's a lot of like familiar characters. But again, this is a whole new lore and mythos. It takes place right after Lords of Shadow 1 and before Lords of Shadow 2, so it's pretty much like the in between story. And I really think that's interesting. If you played Lords of Shadow 1 all the way through, including the DLC, the 3DS game is very substantial and it's very unique in sense of what you do, and you really get along with these characters. In Lords of Shadow, it was just a very one track kind of story where it was like, okay, well, I'm focusing on trying to do this, and then all that, and it was very centered around Gabriel Belmont and what he wanted, which was to bring back his wife. Uh, and this one, it's more complex, and that's a good thing. There's three story arcs that you follow, and they're all really entertaining. They're all really captivating. They're not. They're The pacing is good. The boss fights are challenging. I'm playing on normal. That's the default difficulty it starts you out on, but you always change it in the options menu. But to me, I really recommend it if you have a 3DS and if you're a Castlevania fan. I know a lot of people didn't like. There's a few people who didn't like the ending to Castlevania Lords of Shadow on the 360 and PS3, but I think that was the best ending to the series. I'm not going to give it away, but it had such a great ending, and I was really interested in seeing how they were going to continue it and follow it up. And I think this one is a nice little taste of what to come. And again, like you really get, and it really tells the story in a very nice cinematic way, and you really get involved, and you really get, you know, hyped. Uh, I mean, I was just heading to this section of the game that was a boss fight, and it was just like, oh man, it's gonna be amazing. Imagine it's gonna be this and this and this, and my mind was just racing through this idea. So yeah, to me, Mirror of Fate is a really good Castlevania game. If you like Castlevania, I highly recommend it. There are some issues here and there, but I mean, simple as saying that there's frame rate issues. I never noticed any frame rate. I tried the 3D for a little bit. It was hurting my eyes, so I turned it off. And that's the thing. The engine that it uses isn't meant for 3D. Like, I'm sure the gameplay engine is fine, but like when there's a cinematic coming up, I can't watch the cinematic in 3D. That is just painful. Uh, but other than that, it's just a very fun game. And I like the characters. I like the story. I give it a 9 out of 10. So, I highly recommend it. Go check it out. If you have a 3DS, that is. Hi, I recently reviewed Castlevania Lords of Shadow, Mirror of Fate. This is probably going to be attached to that video as well. Um, I wanted to address a few things because I read other reviews about this game and I wanted to address them. And there might be light spoilers, but I'll try to keep it not spoiler filled. So, anyways, uh, so like there's one review saying that the game is the story is too predictable. And to me, I sat there, I was like, well, you know that it takes place before 2 and after 1. You know that already, so you kind of, have this expectation of how the story is going to play out, but at the same time, though, to me, the game is really much about these journeys these characters are taking. Nothing about, like, oh man, how are they going to serve something new or whatever. And I didn't expect them to come out and throw big major plot twists like the first Lords of Shadow. I was expecting seeing how Trevor plays a role within Lords of Shadow 2, seeing what happens with his character, and and seeing if there's any light revealed about this rumored Alucard character in the one of the Lords of Shadow 2's trailers that has allegedly Alucard there. And I was like, well, maybe this game's gonna talk about that. Uh, and it's like that's all I was expecting. I wasn't expecting this big mysterious revelation, and so like to me it's like I think that kind of negative is just kind of nitpicking. Another issue I had was with reviewers, and I think the first one even had the same kind of attack. Was it's not like any other Castlevania game, or it doesn't play like that. And to me, it's like if you're still complaining about that, and this is a Lords of Shadow Castlevania game, then that's kind of stupid. Because to me, the first Lords of Shadow game, it was so far away from the original formula. I mean, you don't even go into a castle until like midway into the game, and then you leave the castle like shortly after. So it's not so like Lords of Shadow didn't really base itself around a castle in the first one, and it was so far from what the game was about in the past. So like when I was hearing about Lords of Shadow 2 and Mirror of Fate, I didn't really expect them to do anything traditional. And even playing Mirrors of Fate, there is still some traditional Castlevania formula in there. Like it still stays true to the formula, in the sense that the game pretty much does take place in a castle. Surprise, surprise. And from what I know of the old Castlevania games, there was a lot of backtracking. I mean, there was just a lot of backtracking, and that's how, as far as I know, the gameplay. And then there's like your whip, your projectile weapons, and they have all that. So again, I don't understand why people are saying it doesn't play like Castlevania when it plays like it's closer to the original than what Lords of Shadow was. But still, like it's a Lords of Shadow Castlevania. The game pretty much made it clear that this isn't a traditional Castlevania game. This is a whole new mythology, whole new lore, whole new everything with this franchise. So like, I'm not surprised that that it doesn't play like a traditional Castlevania game. So that's all I have to say about that. Hopefully you guys enjoy the review and the game. I am enjoying the game. I love it. The cutscenes are great. They're a great hybrid of a comic book style, and I don't know. Overall, this is a great story and great game. So that's it for this video. Attachment later.